the cradle of civilization, where it all began in the Fertile Crescent, or did it? What if the birthplace of ancient Egypt was not located in the desert, but underwater? Hi, everyone. Welcome to this channel. Today, we will be exploring Atlantis, the possible birthplace of ancient Egypt. Let's get into it. Atlantis, the mythical island nation first described by Plato in his work Timaeus, is said to have been situated in the Atlantic Ocean, though its exact location remains a mystery. According to Plato, Atlantis was an actual place. In his text, he describes it as a place of wisdom where an advanced civilization thrived before it mysteriously vanished beneath the waves, swallowed whole by the ocean. The idea of a powerful and enlightened culture existing in the distant past has captivated the imaginations of people for centuries. And many believe that Atlantis could have been the birthplace of ancient Egypt. Egyptologists traditionally believe that the ancient Egyptians emerged from the pre-dynastic cultures of Upper and Lower Egypt around the 4th millennium BC. However, there are those who question this long-held belief and instead propose that ancient Egypt may have had its origins somewhere else, perhaps even under the sea. One of the earliest proponents of the underwater Atlantis theory was the 19th century Egyptologist Ignatius Donnelly. He suggested that the Egyptians had actually originated in Atlantis and brought their culture to the Nile River Valley after fleeing the destruction of their homeland. Supporters of this theory point to similarities between the mythology and religious beliefs of the Egyptians and the Atlanteans as described by Plato. Both cultures are said to have had a deep understanding of the cosmos and a reverence for the divine. They also share common motifs in their art and architecture, suggesting a possible connection. Proponents of the underwater Atlantis theory also argue that the Egyptians' knowledge of astronomy and their ability to navigate the Nile River could have been acquired during their time in Atlantis. They suggest that the Atlanteans, with their advanced ships and seafaring capabilities, could have traveled extensively, including to the Nile River Valley, where they would have shared their knowledge with the local populations. This theory proposes that these interactions led to the development of Egyptian civilization. However, despite these intriguing similarities, mainstream Egyptologists remain skeptical. They argue that the evidence for an underwater Atlantis is purely speculative and that there is no concrete proof of a civilization existing in the Atlantic Ocean that could have given rise to ancient Egypt. In fact, most Egyptologists contend that ancient Egypt arose independently as a result of the unique geographic and environmental conditions of the Nile River Valley. They point out that the valley's natural barriers, such as the Red Sea, the Libyan Desert, and the Mediterranean Sea, may have contributed to the isolation and self-sufficiency of the region, allowing for the development of its own distinct culture and civilization. Furthermore, skeptics argue that the similarities between Egyptian and Atlantean mythology and beliefs may be due to cultural diffusion rather than a direct connection. They suggest that as trade and cultural exchange occurred throughout the ancient world, ideas and beliefs spread from one civilization to another, leading to similarities over time. Moreover, the traditional view is supported by archaeological evidence. For example, the pre-dynastic cultures of Upper and Lower Egypt have yielded artifacts and remains that demonstrate a continuous development from early tribal societies to the emergence of a unified kingdom. This material evidence suggests that ancient Egypt evolved organically from its environment and that external influences, such as a lost civilization from Atlantis, were not necessary to explain its origins. Despite the lack of evidence for an underwater Atlantis, some people continue to speculate about the possibility that ancient Egypt had its roots in this mythical civilization. The idea is particularly appealing to those who believe that there is more to human history than what can be found in the archaeological record. They argue that ancient Egyptians possessed knowledge and skills that seem advanced for their time, such as their understanding of mathematics, medicine, and engineering. And they suggest that these sophisticated abilities could have been acquired through contact with a more advanced civilization like Atlantis. This enduring fascination with the origins of ancient Egypt reflects our innate curiosity about the roots of human civilization and the desire to understand how our world has evolved over time. Whether or not Atlantis was the birthplace of ancient Egypt, the mysteries surrounding its possible existence continue to captivate our imaginations and inspire wonder about the secrets of the past. So, what do you think? Could Atlantis have been the birthplace of ancient Egypt, or was it just a figment of Plato's imagination? Let us know your thoughts. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe for more captivating stories of discovery and exploration. Until next time, keep learning and stay curious.